Hey, it's Steve Jolly with the Home Buying Skills channel, and on today's show we're going to talk about a step-by-step process for selling your home and how to buy and sell at the same time. Are you ready to get started? Let's get to business. Now, the first item in that step-by-step home selling process is preparation. Now, the whole goal of preparation is make it easy for the buyer to see the value of your home and to fall in love with it. And the first step, what we're going to do is to declutter your home. And the reason we want to do that is so we can make sure that the buyers are focusing on what's important. All those pictures in your home, all those family pictures aren't important. All the books in your library aren't important. All your little knickknacks around the house aren't important to the buyer. They need to focus on what's important to them and not the personality of the home. And another reason why that's important is because the buyers, in order to want to buy the home, they have to be able to picture themselves living in your home. And if your home is filled with all kinds of distractions that remind them it's not really their home, it's hard for them to picture that in their mind. So another important part of preparation is gathering information on the systems and the important parts of your home in order to use it for marketing and also to create a list of things we may want to do in order to make your home easier to sell, in order to make it seem more valuable to the buyer and make them want to put in an offer. It's also a good time to do a pre-inspection if that's something that you're concerned about. You can have an inspector come in, do an inspection report, and then you can decide if you want to make repairs or you just want to disclose those items to any potential buyers. This way, you're gathering information, you're doing a little bit of work for the buyer, you're making it a little bit easier for them, but what that's going to do is going to help them focus on value and writing the best offer for you. And also during this preparation time, any work that you want to get done on your home should be done during that time period. So you need to leave as much lead time as possible for you to get that work done and then get your home on the market and get to closing. So that takes probably a couple of months at least. And in a market like Nashville, where trades and craftsmen are hard to find, it can take even longer. So that preparation needs to be done months ahead of when you really want to sell your home, or as early in the process as you can. Now, the second step in getting ready to sell your home is staging. And staging is important for a lot of reasons. But the main one is we want to improve the flow of your home as much as possible. We want to open it up so it seems larger. We also want to make sure it feels like a home to buyers. Now, most people, because of their lifestyle and the way they choose to live, they either have too many things in the home or not enough. And it's our job as realtors to help you decide what to move and where to move it and when that needs to be happen. And does it need to happen just for the pictures, or does it need to be happen for pictures and showing? These are all things that you need to consider, but it's an important part of how the buyer views your home, not only on pictures online, but in real life. And that can make a huge difference in the way they perceive the value of your home. Another important part about staging is creating focal points. You want the buyer's eyes glued on the most important things, the things that highlight your home, the things that you're most proud about your home, the things that you love about your home. The buyer's eyes need to be attracted to that. And that's a big part of staging. You don't want any distractions which takes their eyes off the prize. Now, the third step in getting your home ready for sale is deciding on a price. And in a fast-moving market, it's tough. Really, in any market, it's tough. But in a fast-moving market, it's even tougher. You're going to want your agent to collect data on comparable sales, listings, pendings, coming soon properties in the neighborhood in order to set the price. You want to look at recent sales because those are important. They've already set a benchmark for prices in your area. You also want to look at what's coming on the market because prices are rising so fast, especially in an area like Nashville, are rising almost 2% a month. You want to make sure that you're not underpricing or not overpricing the home. And you also want to price it relative to the competition that's out there on the market. Another thing you want to do, especially in a market where the prices are rising fast, is factor in appreciation into your pricing. So if you're looking at comps that are 2 months old and you know prices in your area are rising 2% a month, you may want to factor in a 4% increase on that home as compared to your home because that's what the approximate value would be today. And when your agent comes to you with this data, they should suggest a range of prices, not a single price, but a range from which you can choose what price to list your home at. And that's important because the price of the home is your decision as the homeowner. And within that range of prices, he should tell you the pros and cons of listing it toward the high end or listing it toward the low end. There's going to be some differences between either one, and you need to understand those in order to make the best decision for yourself and your family. Now, the fourth step in the process of selling your home is marketing. Marketing is so important, even in a market like today when sellers have the advantage. And here's why. Because marketing is going to bring the most amount of people to your home. The more people you have, the more competition. The more competition you have amongst buyers, the higher your price will go. That's why marketing is important. So your agent should be able to explain a whole marketing plan of what they plan to do when they list your home. And part of that plan should be paid advertising. Paid advertising is one of the best ways to get more eyeballs to your home than the regular channels. And it doesn't cost a lot to the agent if they know what they're doing. So ask for examples of their advertising, look for paid advertising, and make sure you feel comfortable with the plan and it looks similar to what you're used to seeing when you look at homes for sale in the market today. That's what your marketing should look like. And then if you're working with an expert agent, he should be doing a few things that other agents aren't doing. That's how you know you've got a great agent on your side. Now, the fifth step in the home buying process is negotiations. And it may be the toughest part for the average home seller because they're very nervous at this point. They've been through a lot. They just want to get through the finish line and they don't want to have any more hassles or stress along the way. So when you're communicating to potential buyers, be very clear about what you want, the price that you want, the terms that you want, the contingencies that you're willing to accept, and anything else that you feel you need to make this deal happen. Be clear with those, be upfront with those, and you'll more than likely find them on your offer, and you'll end up with a better solution than what you had previous. And when you're in negotiations, pay special attention to all of your contingencies. Finance contingency, appraisal contingencies, sale of home contingencies, inspection contingencies, all of those can backfire on you and let the buyer walk away, and you'll be forced to put your home back on the market and sell it again. The last thing I want to talk about is earnest money or trust money. That's the money buyers pay to put a house on hold while they're going through the process of closing on it. Now, that money is held for the benefit of both the buyer and the seller, and if either one of them defaults, that money goes to the party that did not default, unless they walked away using one of their contingencies. So it's important to you to understand when that earnest money becomes non-refundable, when you expect that to happen, and keep a close eye on it. Make sure that earnest money is deposited because that's what's protecting you if you have to put your home back on the market. Now, the last thing I want to talk about today is how to buy and sell a home at the same time, because that's one of the toughest things to do in this market when it's incredibly hard for buyers to find a home. And if you're selling a home and buying at the same time, you have a short, tight window to make that happen as seamlessly as possible so that you're not in temporary housing or temporarily homeless. We don't want that to happen. So you need to start planning. If you want to buy and sell at the same time, you need to start planning that from the very beginning before you put your home on the market. And at the same time, you're planning to put your home on the market. Now, you want to think with the end in mind and work the way backwards. And there are a couple of different solutions your agent may offer you to make this as seamless and as stress-free as possible. And here's a couple of those items. The first thing you want to think about is getting a lease back after the sale. And that's when you stay in the property after it's sold and closed for a specific amount of time, usually between 1 and 2 months, and that will give you time to buy a home. However, in this market, there's not a guarantee that you can find a home and close on one in a 2-month time period. So a lease back may not work for you, but if you're going to go that way, you need to start looking for a home and start that planning process of being out there and active as your home is on the market. You don't want to miss any time period that you can, and you want to use all your time as efficiently as possible so you don't end up in temporary housing or end up temporarily homeless. Another tool is a bridge loan or there's other types of loans out there that do the same thing. But basically it allows you to buy a home first and then sell your home. So you can buy a home, move into it, move all your furniture into it, and then sell your home, where you don't have to have the stress of people coming through the home that you're living in for showings, for inspections, and all those other things. A bridge loan or something similar is a great way to bridge that gap between buying a home and selling a home, and making sure that that process is as seamless and as easy and as stress-free as possible for you. And the last thing you might want to consider is new construction. Because when you buy new construction, especially now, it's usually several months from being completed. So that gives you time to get a home under contract, to wait until you're a month or two from your home being completed, putting your home on the market and selling it in time to close on your new home. That's a great strategy to use, especially if you're considering a new home. But once again, start with the end in mind, work backwards, and start this process as early as possible so you can have the success that you're looking for with the least amount of stress and the most amount of positivity. Thank you for tuning in today's show on selling your home. If you like the show, click the like button to let me know you enjoyed it. And if you have specific questions, leave them below so I can answer them. And finally, subscribe and click the bell so you'll never miss another episode. Thank you so much. Take care and have a great day.